Hello there everyone, today I'm going to show you this GE 26 watt CFL flood bulb. Now I think this was designed for outdoor use because it has a glass enclosure. A lot of times on these CFL floods they're plastic, but I think it's all glass. In the front you have that typical like dimpled glass that is common on a lot of these outdoor CFLs for whatever reason. This obviously is plastic. I think could be metal, but I think it's plastic where we have all the writing up here. I think that is plastic. The base has some corrosion on it. It's a little bit rusty over here. I think this bulb works. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it works. If we take a look inside here, we can see that it is a spiral CFL. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Let me see here. Yeah, I think it is. I think you could probably tell. It is a spiral. For some reason, when I shake this bulb, there's a rattle inside. I don't know if the CFL is coming loose at its base in there, but I believe it does work. I haven't tested it, but I believe it does work. And I have tried to see if I can get this outer globe off, this flood portion, to see so we can see the CFL in action without any kind of cover on it, but I can't get this off, and I don't want to break it. I don't want to force it off and crack this or the CFL inside, so I'm just going to leave it intact. Typical medium base. Here's some of that corrosion I was talking about. Let's just get it in the socket and we'll take a further look. I hope this is off. Now I haven't, I'm not going to put a dimmer because obviously it's not going to be dimmable. Nowhere in here does it say it's dimmable. It's 26 watt, it is 1300 lumens. I'm sorry, it's 1100, I think it's 1100 lumens, so I think it's designed to replace a 75 watt flood. It wouldn't be a 65 because that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be more like in the 600 to 700 lumen range, so I want to say a 75 watt flood. Maybe to replace one of those halogen 75 watt floods. But we'll have to see. You know, let me turn off the lights in the room first before we turn this on. I do have light pollution from the windows that I can't do anything about. But we're gonna get ready to turn this on. Now, like I said, I have no idea if this bulb works, but we will find out. And I will zoom in or try my best to focus on the actual CFL. So we're turning on, ready, go. So it took a second to turn on there, and it's very dim at the moment. It's probably barely even a 15 watt, but this bulb probably hasn't been on in a very long time, and it's definitely gonna need time to warm up. Let's see if we can capture any of the warm up. It's not gonna wanna focus on this too well. But it is getting brighter. I'd say now we're looking at maybe a 25 watt incandescent brightness equivalents. Oh, there, I can kind of focus on the tubes now. And I think it's lighting from what's now the right side to the left, because it looks like the left side is still pretty dim. And the right of the CFL is warming up more quickly. Now I'd say we're at like maybe a 40 watt, 45 watt brightness. Let it light up the area. It does produce a good flood, I'll give it that. I see the color temperature is it's not a warm white or a soft white, but it's not daylight. I'd say it's probably like a cool white. Maybe 4000K or so. Oh, maybe a 3500. I don't know, hard to say. We're nearing full brightness. It's decently bright now. Again, I don't think 75 watts of brightness, but we'll keep it going. I want to see if I shut it off and shut it back on, turn it back on. Does it take a second to turn on again, or is that because it hasn't been on in a while? Now you can see the CFL pretty clearly now when it's off. Let's see it turn on. Here we go. No, that turned on pretty instantly. So I guess that was just the first time I had to energize the Mercury. See if I can get to focus on that again. It keeps re-exposing it every time I turn it on. Oh, there we go. Now you got a good view of the spiral inside. Looks like the top cross part of that spiral isn't as bright as the rest of it, but I also can't really tell through this glass coat, this decently frosted glass coating, glass cover. Like I said, I really wish I can get this off, but I do not want to break this bulb for many reasons. I'd say we're probably at full brightness. I might have a little bit more to go, but I don't want to sit here and bore you with staring at a CFL instead of a flood bulb warm up. Pretty cool though. I remember when these things first came out, I always hated them. I don't really care for them much more today, but I always hated the idea of a bulb having to warm up, that you turned it on, it wasn't at full brightness. But these were replaced by LEDs, and at least LEDs don't have that problem. They have other problems, but they don't have the problem of having to warm up. And I think now we're at full brightness. I'll expose the area. Yeah, it's definitely as bright of a 75 watt. I think even more, maybe 80 watt, 85 watt. It's hard to say. But it is working pretty well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of this GE 26 watt. I'm gonna call this a R30 shape. It's not BR30, it doesn't have the bulge, but I'll call it an R30 CFL reflector bulb. Thank you very much for watching.